Okay, so I was looking on YouTube to see if I could find any videos for you to see what is chunking all about.
Hmm.
And I'm creating a video.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, that's okay. So, anyways, yeah, just so that you don't think I'm talking to you. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's just my friend. Um, anyways, yeah, I found some videos, and I didn't. Well, while they were literally about chunking, they really didn't incorporate like the idea of what it was. They really missed the point. So I just wanted to create a quick video for you to see if you wanted to, just in case you wanted to watch one before we meet. So okay, so what is chunking? Well, let me give you an example. Oops, don't want to have that marked there. Um, so a little while ago, I wanted to study the French language. That's one of the ones with German and Russian, because there's a lot of mathematicians who write in those languages, and so I wanted to study it. So what I decided to do is I didn't know where to start, so I got a Harry Potter book, uh, and I opened it up and I just said, hey, I'll pick out a few words and I'll translate them, from French to English, and I'll memorize those. That's where I'll start with. And so I did, and for example, one of them was garçon. That's French for boy. And I made these flashcards. There was probably about 10 to 20 that I made. And some of the words that I started memorizing, it was kind of easy to do. Some of them were really hard, and with this few amount of flashcards, it took me really a long time to memorize them. And once I did, I was able to recall one correctly. I just couldn't keep it in my mind. I would forget, like when I tried to do it again. So uh, I quit doing it this way because it just wasn't effective. It just wasn't working. So I still every once in a while I'll be interested in a language, and I'll still try to learn it, but I do something a little bit different. So what I have is this app. It's called Anki, and it's just one of certainly many digital flashcard apps, but I kind of like it. But anyways, what it does is it generates flashcards and from different fields, and so I'll have a picture. That's one of the fields. So in this case, if I wanted to memorize the French word for boy, garçon, I would have a picture of a boy on a flashcard, and then this isn't the only field I'd have. I've had the audio, in this case, a computer generated audio of the French word, and then I'd have the foreign word, and then the English word. And so I generate a lot of flashcards from these four different fields. One of them would have the picture of the boy on there. Draw a little hat. It's supposed to be a hat because all boys wear hats, right? And then would have the French word garçon, and then it would actually because this is a digital flashcard. It would say what it is. So it would say garçon, and then I would try to recall what it meant. It's of course it's a boy, but it would generate a whole bunch of other flashcards too. It would have just audio, and I would have to come up with the English word. Uh, then of course the foreign to English, and then I might just have the picture on it, and then it would have this. Well, I wouldn't need to have the English word, but I would have the foreign word, and I'd make all these flashcards to try to recall what this one idea is. And the reason why this is it is much more effective is because you're taking these different uh, memories, or if you want to call them like memory units or memory traces. This picture is a different memory unit. An audio is a different memory unit, and what you're doing is you're linking these memory units together. You're chunking them. Okay, so and that's just what chunking is. Chunking is it's linking together different memory units uh, through meaning. So let me erase this page so I can write that down. Okay, so chunking, linking memories together through meaning. Okay, and so what impact does this have on studying math? Well, math, there's some very abstract things that are going on, and so it's really important to see things in different ways. So, well, one thing that we try to do is we try to learn definitions. In order to explain those definitions, we have examples. Often what accompanies those examples are graphs, but you can also have pictures. We many times will write proofs, not necessarily because we need to prove something is true, but because those proofs help us understand what these definitions and theorems mean. And finally, we can do computational problems. And each one of these can create multiple different memories or memory units. And when you chunk them, you're taking all these different memory units together and you're linking them together through meaning. And that's what chunking is. And I think that studies have shown, and I think Robert Bjork has shown, that people learn more effectively through chunking. So that's what it is, and that's why it's useful to keep in mind when we want to think about how we study. All right, so that's the end of this. Hopefully it clarified a little bit.